In this video, you're going to see the death of a hardcore Iron Man, but something isn't quite right. As you can see from looking at their inventory, they only got to keep vulnerability bombs. This is an interesting one. Let's take a look at the entire story. This is a Reddit story of a hardcore Iron Man that basically stopped playing the game for a while because of a bug that happened when Jagex released the GE changes. Now, I will say all of this has been resolved as far as I am aware, and they have put an update on here to let people know that, but there's still a little bit extra that I wanted to cover in this because of the fact that how this person had to go about getting a bit of customer support in the first place. So as you just saw in that video at the beginning, they died on their hardcore Iron Man. Now, this was not the problem at all with the person that was playing the hardcore Iron Man. Dying wasn't their issue, which we're going to talk about and read in a second as well. It was more the fact that when they died, they only kept some vulnerability bombs, which is incredibly interesting because you're meant to keep your most valuable 3 items or extra things if you have a portent of item protection and the protection prayer on. So what we're going to do is read through this story so you guys know what's going on. It's a pretty interesting story. It's quite long, but it is interesting. And I'll probably put some PVM in the background or something to keep you guys happy. And then we're going to talk about the actual topic of this bit here, which is about the support and how this person had to go about getting the support. One of the biggest issues with Jagex, I would say, in my opinion. Anyway, let's find out what exactly happened. So this person said it's a quite long story that needs quite some background information. If you'd like to just see an endgame hardcore man down and shoot away, feel free to watch the video. We just seen that, so we don't need to go ahead and watch that, right? We seen what happened. So it says the reason I'm posting this is mainly because I have the need to share my story to be able to cope with the loss. This game really has been an addiction, as even now, exactly a month later, it is still in my mind daily, and even though I haven't logged in since this happened. Also, by the way, they said it was 100% my fault that I died, and I'm fine to have that be laughed at. It was because of the bug, right? We're going to get to that point. I just wanted to make sure that was clear. Some necessary background information to understand what happened. As I'm sure everyone knows, on June 12th, an update was released that practically removed the limit on max cash. A bug came out of this which caused death costs to be miscalculated, so people would have to pay much more than intended in order to keep their items. Not much later, it was hotfixed by Jagex simply removing death costs until this bug was fixed, which is a good move. Well done. Good stuff. For who isn't familiar with how hardcore Iron Man deaths work, apart from losing a life, you also only get to keep your 3 most valuable items. This can be increased to a maximum of 5 by using portents and or the protect item prayer. So you'll lose everything else that you have on you when you go and die. You get to keep those 3 things though. Everything else you had is gone, right? Because you have 2 lives. I believe, I don't know if you can get more than that, but you can have 2 lives. And if you do die, you lose everything except those 3 items. My own background story, I have been playing my hardcore Iron Man account for a while. I am in the top 50 overall hardcore Iron Man high scores. That's an insane achievement, which is, I don't know, man, good stuff. And new metric shows my play time as 9,634 hours in game lately, which is insane. That's insane. That's crazy. Lately I've been doing more dangerous content for the thrill of it, as I wouldn't really mind losing a life on it, still having another spare. I had been doing hard mode Arc Glacier, killed it over 800 times with a peak of 1,500% rage and completed the log. I decided to still go on for fun until I died in a simple lack of focus. Apparently I did not properly click the arms, so he basically goes on to explain how he died here, and saying that he's not debating the loss of life, that it was his own fault, and that it is what it is, right? Just saying, yeah, it is what it is. This isn't the problem. Now you can probably put these 3 pieces together. I knew about the bug and the death cost, but I did not make the connection that this could also affect my hardcore account. The death happened a day after the update on 13th of June, so after the so-called hotfix of removing death costs due to the bug. As you can see in the video, instead of keeping my 5 most valuable items, I kept 5 vulnerability bombs instead. As you can also see, I had an Aurora dyed fractured staff of Armadillo and a full set of Crypt Bloom armor, amongst other things. I was obviously not ready to lose those. I have a spare Crypt Bloom piece, so I would have at least 3 to go on with in case I die. And the Staff of Armadillo is simply irreplaceable, because as an Iron Man, it is impossible right now to get a new Aurora die, as that was a limited item. I definitely do not have the motivation to grind Croesus for dozens of hours again, and then move on to hard mode Carapac, which I should have been completely done with, and then find some random die somewhere. So basically they had a dyed staff, which is a die that is now discontinued for Iron Man because you can't trade, right? So they must have got one during the event, which is insanely lucky. Good, like, congrats to you. but it got lost. They got 5 vulnerability bombs instead when they should have kept this item. Like, it should have been safe no matter what, right? So, you know, as a bug caused this, I immediately filed a case for lost items, as the rule there says that the items can be returned to you if something happened that was due to a bug and outside of the intended game mechanics. So this is the truth. You can file for like lost item claim, right? People know about this. If something went wrong and you lost items that you shouldn't have. So they said that I was supposed to get my 5 most valuable items, which was definitely not 5 vulnerability bombs. I assume they would at least look into it. I also always have NVIDIA Shadowplay in the background, which enables me to record videos of the last few minutes of gameplay, which is basically like clipping something that's just happened. Because of this, I was able to upload a video of exactly what happened, which is what we just watched, and they also included this to Jagex as well in the actual thing. Like, they linked this to Jagex as a YouTube video that we've just seen. 10 days later, I received the following automated email back, and this is kind of where the issue started, right? But this has been resolved, keep that in mind. After an intensive investigation of your account history, we've been unable to verify your claim for the loss of items you've mentioned. Okay, we've thoroughly reviewed trades, drops, and other account behavior, and there's no evidence to suggest that any valid items were lost outside of intended game mechanics. Now, personally, I don't see why trades, drops, and trades would be included in this at all. But, you know, it is what it is. As described in our lost item policy, we're only able to return eligible items that have been lost due to a recognized service disruption or confirmed bug. Like, we know this was clearly a bug, because when you die, you're not meant to keep 5 vuln bombs, you're meant to keep 5 expensive items. I understand this isn't the news you were hoping for and how frustrating this could be. However, please be aware that this decision has not been made lightly and is final. RIP. We hope you understand and wish you all the best in your future adventures. That's it. That's pretty much it. They've not included the JMod's name here and stuff, which we can actually see them in this post down here anyway, but it is what it is. I'll probably edit it out myself. But that's the response they got, which is absolutely freaking heartbreaking, right? Like, can you imagine? You're like, what do you mean? I linked you it. You saw it. How? This is undeniably a bug. So they said, furthermore, as I had the video set to private, which they mean listed here because they said whatever could be accessed with YouTube. So they could have seen it. It was unlisted, and only shared the link with Jagex. I could see in their statistics that my video had not been viewed at all. Even now, at the time of this post, 1 month later, the video remains unviewed. That obviously made me frustrated that they would say there has been thorough review of trades and drops, and they did not lightly go over it, which they clearly didn't even look at it in the first place. As if my 9,000 hours of gameplay does not value watching a 2-second video. Like, it's crazy. You saw how short that clip was at the beginning. It took you like 7 seconds to even see that one bit. Like, they could have skipped through it and seen where he died and seen it there and gone, yeah, fair enough, that's what happened. I obviously responded countering the outside of intended game mechanics part, but I've not had the response since. So now, 1 month later, I feel like I had to share the story. So what they've done is they've basically gone through and they've replied, and they've had another response, and they've not had another response, sorry, and so they've come to Reddit with it. Right now, everybody has heard that if you have a Jagex support problem, it's the worst thing ever, and the only way to get this solved is to get to Twitter or go to Reddit, and it has been solved because they came to Reddit. Look at this post. This post has 834 updates. Now, it has a JMod reply, which is great, right? This is great. Yeah, we've got a JMod reply, I believe, somewhere down here. Mod Doom. Mod Doom is always all over the place on Reddit. Freaking awesome job with the communication on Reddit and stuff. And also, this isn't Mod Doom's job to be in customer support, like doing these things, getting these emails and stuff, right? But he says, hey, this has been flagged up to the team for their attention, hoping we can get a response to you directly in due course. And this is perfect. Like, great, thank you. So this has now been sorted because of Mod Doom, right? It's in this Reddit post and it's been sorted. Now, the OP says, thank you for your response. I confirm I received an email saying I will return items. Perfect. I just hope all the comments of people with similar stories also raise the flag that there is a more general issue with customer support. It is not fair for the others who are in the same situation that this required a Reddit post to receive proper help while going through the intended service fails. This shouldn't be about luck and persistence, but about facts being properly reviewed. This is the reason I wanted to make a video on this when I read this, because I read through the thing and I was like, man, this sucks, but at least it's been fixed. And then when I read this bit, I was like, you know what, this is actually a very valid point. Like, there's a story behind this, which is really interesting, and I like the story is definitely interesting itself, but There's so many other people who comment on this thread saying this happened to me and I never got anything fixed, and this happens all the time, and unless you blow up on Reddit, which this person did, because obviously they had all the stuff, it's written really, really well, and they actually came to Reddit and knew about that they should post it here, and look at it, it blew up, so it's finally been sorted. But you shouldn't have to either be a content creator or someone who's got a big following or be able to get loads of likes and retweets and attention or upvotes on Reddit to be able to get this sort of problem fixed. And the update here says it's unbelievable how much positive support came out of this. Guys, for the people who did actually support this positively, you freaking badasses. Good stuff. Like, it's great that we can do this. But they said, in response to this post, I have received a mail from Jagex that I'll be getting the items back. Perfect. That said, seeing all the comments of people with similar stories, I hope the issue also raised enough attention that the way customer support works is currently failing, which it absolutely is. Like, this shouldn't be an automated response to this. Like, there just shouldn't be. You shouldn't be getting these things where a bug happens in game or an actual issue happens and you file an issue and it's an automated response, basically a copy paste. It might not be automated because it's signed off by a JMod, but it's copy pasted to say, now we've looked into it and there's nothing there. There was a video clip. There was a short video clip that showed the issue. Like, they died on a hardcore Iron Man. They kept 5 vulnerability bombs. Either that JMod didn't know what the frick happens in the game, or they didn't view it, seeing as the video had 0 views. I don't know. Definitely interesting. It's not fair to all the other players in similar situations that I only received proper help by raising this issue through the community on Reddit in a matter of hours and going through the required channels that were supposed to help me. Got me nothing, even though the case should have been completely clear. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, that's pretty much all there is to it. So what we're gonna do is quickly take a look at this here, these different emails and stuff. So the first one is here: to confirm this claim is genuine and make the investing easier, I've uploaded a clip of the death, and they've done that there, and this is what they've put. They put the extra thing to show that it's there, and they've explained what it is, and they've explained that this shouldn't have happened for a hardcore Iron Man, and then there's a link to the video. Then the next one is them replying, saying, thanks for contacting us about your recent loss, and the actual screenshot of the email that shows where they said they've looked at it and it's not been made lightly and it's final. By saying it's not been made lightly, you're basically saying that you've spent a lot of time looking into this, and you clearly freaking haven't. Like, there's no way. There's just no way. Like, it's not a thing. Then there's the last one here that says, not because of the loss of life, it was because it isn't actually a bug, and explain about the hotfix that, like, they've included everything here. There's no argument. If this was read properly, there's no argument. If someone had picked this email up, they would have been able to look at it and go, oh crap, yeah, now this is a problem. This is not right. But instead, you have to go on Reddit and get a blown up freaking post, dude. Like, this is insane. Now, Jagex did a post a while back with the update for the Jagex account saying that there would be better support. In fact, they did say that there could be live chat with JMods about it as well. So I really hope to see the support soon, because it is a freaking problem. But for people who have had issues like this and never been heard, it's ridiculous. And I get it. You may get a lot of fake like tickets and stuff, but every other MMO in the world, even ones that have bigger player counts, can manage this. Why can't we manage this? Like, there's been times that I've been stuck in a rock in like the Elder Scrolls Online around release day, and I've put a ticket in, and 10 hours later, I've gone to bed, woke up in the morning, and my character's been teleported and moved. Like, this shouldn't be an issue. You should be able to look at tickets, and if there's proof, especially with a video clip that's 40 seconds long, click the link, check what it is, and just make sure it's all right. So I don't know. Either way, this has been sorted, which is great. Like, Jagex have sorted it, but Mod Doom shouldn't have had to step in the first place. Mod Doom is the community manager, not the bug support staff people or whatever, customer support. I don't know, dude. Strange one, but I wanted to make a video on this and talk about it because it's definitely an issue. That's pretty much it. A bit of a ranty one, but I'm very, very glad that you got this sorted out. And for anybody else, put some comments down below if you are someone who's had an issue with customer support. Share your story below. Let's just hope that customer support increases, gets better with the Jagex accounts at some point. And that's pretty much it. I'm going to end it here. See you later, guys. Bye.